Good morning, dreamers. How are you today? I'm taking myself out for coffee, so there's none brewed in the house today. So you're getting me prior to coffee. I know you always get me prior to coffee because you get me with the first sip as the coffee starts to land. But today you get Stella. She's just decided that she's coming for a visit, and sometimes that's all you need. That's all you need is a visit from a beautiful girl like Stella. And it helps put things into perspective. I didn't talk about it yesterday because I was still quite, you know what I'm going to name it? I was angry. I was frustrated. I picked Hannah up on Sunday night from work. She works on an en route on the 401, and she had an exhausting night on Sunday. Exhausting night. And there were many people coming, I guess they were going home from a big event in our capital. And they were tired. I'll give them that. They were agitated because what happened in Ottawa did not give necessarily the results they wanted. I'll give them that. There was a lot of emotion, and basically the management of the en route said, do not confront anyone about their masks. Even though our rule across the board is you do not serve someone without a mask, we abide by local restrictions, and we do our best to keep our people safe. And they are very susceptible to getting any kind of virus, let alone COVID. Hannah got it at work and brought it home to us because there's so many travelers. And she just worked so hard, and it ran through the gamut of the workers there, and they all just plugged away, and worked their tails off. The ones that stayed healthy were working like 70 hours a week, and the ones that were not healthy cheered each other on from home, like online. And the boss did a lot of organizing and whatnot from her bed too. But anyway, all I'm saying is they're susceptible. So there's a rule of, like, we go above and beyond in trying to stay healthy. But on the weekend, they were given instructions to disobey the mandate because of the violence that was coming from people who refused to wear their masks. When confronted by a manager who is of an age that is not high school, they were getting into people's faces and just like, who do you think you are? Like spit talking, not like, but spit talking into people's faces. And just like, you could cut the tension in that place with a knife. Like, it was just awful. And my kid's working in that environment, and all of a sudden she's in a place where she could literally refuse unsafe work because the customers were awful. They didn't get what they wanted, and they were taking it out on service people, teenagers, college age students that are just trying to earn money to pay their college tuition, people who can only work 20 hours a week legally because they're here as international students, and they come from places where mandates are far worse. And, you know, this video here is not about mandates. It's about kindness. It's about kindness. In Canada, a manager should not have to leave her teenagers saying, I'll pay any fines we get from the government. I want you safe. She should not have to be afraid, allowing students to have their cell phones on their physical person so they could call the police if needed. Because people were volatile and angry. Regardless of where you stand. This is not a political mom. This is just a mom talking. This was not one or two. This was enough to strike fear into young people that just want to earn money, to learn how to drive, go to driving school, and to go to college. That hurt my heart. And this mom was very sad. It's moved from anger to sadness because I know the pain these people must be in, that they would be so obnoxious to young people. And what I'm trying to say is that we need to love people in pain. Bullies are bullying because they're in pain. We do not have to let them off scot-free if something did occur. Fortunately, there was no actual connection between hands and another person. But there was enough that management was like, I have to change my mask because of the spit on the outside of it. That's how close they got to my face. And you shouldn't have to go to work thinking through, there's a person on the other side of this interaction. I am 16 and I'm going to be very kind and gentle and gracious. But that is what I'm teaching my kids. There's somebody on the other side of that interaction. There's a human being there and they're hurting. They're hurting. So see the hurting people, but stand up for the people hurting your people. It's a fine tension to walk, my friends, but Brene Brown reminds us that walking in the wilderness, hey, guess what? You're going to have 1 foot here, 1 foot here. It's not fence straddling. It's called, I am not on the end of the spectrum. I'm somewhere in between. And it's often a very lonely place because these people think you should be over here and these people think you should be over here. And you're like, but no, I am over here. So if you're finding yourself in a very lonely place today, take heart. Chances are you're right where you're supposed to be. And see with spiritual eyes. There is a life, there is a spirit, there is a hurting soul on the other end of that interaction. You don't have to agree with them. You do not have to put up with their violence if it occurs. But see them. That's all I'm saying. Know that I love you. Stella does too. Have some time to dream today. Bye.